All right, we are at the Homer Glen Wendy's. This is actually one of my Wendy's that I went to for many years. It actually all started in 2015, the first time I had Wendy's over here. We were remodeling a house that's, I don't know, like a mile away. And my dad, who was helping with the remodel, had a bunch of his guys, and we decided that we wanted to get Baconators, so we ended up getting Baconators. And my Baconator, as I was eating it, had something in it, and I began choking on it. Funny story is, the plastic wrap, I'm assuming that they used to divide the bacon up or something, I don't know. Anyway, long story short, I lived. Wendy's ended up giving me coupons for it. And from there it was history. I would meet friends once, twice a week. We'd have our 4 for 4s, and the rest was history. I was actually very surprised to find out that this closed. It closed about 3 weeks ago. According to my very good friend, he said that the reviews were actually really bad for this location. I stopped coming here on the regular back in 2021. And then from there, I would get it once in a while if I was back in this area. One thing that I will say I always had a positive experience with over here is that the food was always good. Besides the one issue that I had, I don't think there were any other issues. But this was a very nice location. It was very well kept. It's kind of sad to see it go. As I mentioned, I was a regular from a pretty good period of time. We had these regular people here. It was an older crowd. They would come here for coffee. I don't know if they came around breakfast or lunch, but I would see them every time I would come around lunchtime. They would sit kind of wondering what happened. I know the group got smaller over the years from the first time I came here till the last time I was here. It got smaller. COVID happened. I know that definitely hurt the regular customer base that would come to Wendy's. Obviously, the 4 for 4s disappeared after that, and they got rid of chicken wraps and several different menu items. The manager here was actually pretty nice. He knew me by name, which I always appreciated. And the other thing is, my high school lunch lady, like the youngest lunch lady we've ever had in history of lunch ladies, she actually ended up coming several years later as the assistant manager. And she was super nice. I hope that Wendy's moved them to other locations, because the two of them actually cared. It would actually be the rest of them, the night crews and the other people that really didn't care. And they'd come stoned, which I never understood. Why would you go to work and do that? But anyway, other than that, like I said, the food for the most part at this location was better, a lot more consistent. The one thing that I always hated about this location is that the access to the location, you have to go through the main entrance of Meyer, and then people would pull into here from the from the shopping center, and they would start piling up here because the drive-through menu was right there. So you'd be like 2-3 cars deep, and then everybody would go around the building, and then they'll start lining up this way, and then you get some of those people that still would pull in, because you know how people are. But when they closed, or when they started closing a few locations a few months, or yeah, I'd say about a month ago or so, they closed 2 other local Wendy's, one in Orland and one in Palos Heights. And I checked to see if this location was good, and at that time it was still shown as open. So I was kind of surprised to see it close. Even with the bad reviews, I feel like they were busier than other locations. Now the closest Wendy's that I can think of would probably be in Lockport. They just opened it on 159th Street like before Farrell, I believe. I'm gonna get some inside videos for you guys quickly. This is literally the only thing that you can still see that says Wendy's on it. The sign on the wall, as well as the Dave Thomas message over here on this side. Other than that, everything else has been taken down. Well, actually, I take that back. I didn't notice when I was taking photos that Dave Thomas is right there. They took the freestyle machine out. Tables, chairs, benches, still all in here. But it's so crazy to think how something can just close up. And we've been seeing a lot more of that lately. But I'm sure that this won't sit for too long. Somebody will take over this space. But with the way things are happening nowadays, I think the one that I would really love to see come over here would be Jack in the Box. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and let me know if any places near you close, in Illinois specifically, and Northwest Indiana. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.